Hi, I'm Taylor.
And I'm Jordan from Curious Campervans. Today we're going to take a look at our latest Ford Transit conversion. This is a 2016 Ford Transit, 148-inch wheelbase with high roof. We originally built this van without a specific customer in mind, but it has been sold now, so we've made a few modifications based on her preferences. It's a white exterior. We put some fresher tires on it for her and painted the wheels black. We also added these Luverne running boards on both the passenger and the driver's side. The roof, we did one 315-watt solar panel, and there's a Max Air Deluxe fan as well. On this side of the van, we installed a stoked side ladder so she can access the roof in case she needs to clean her solar panels or put any more storage up there. We also put in an AM auto sliding window behind the driver's seat. So this is the inside of the van. We've kept it really spacious and open, light and airy. We did 2 swivel seats in the front to maximize more seating space inside, as well as this one large bench seat over here. The Lagoon table swivels between, so you can use it between the seats, or you can pull it over here to be just used with the bench, whatever you're in the mood for. There is a Thetford porta potty underneath the bench seat as well. We did cabinets on both sides so that you can easily access it when you're inside the van, or you can also grab it from outside the van for easy emptying. We put the kitchen galley back here on the driver's side. We found this really cool sink where the faucet actually folds down. The sink is a black stainless as well, which keeps the look really stylish. And then we saved the cutout to be used as a little extra counter space when you're not using the sink. Nice big counter space. We did opt not to put a built-in cooktop here. Just we find when you're camping, a lot of times you're cooking outside, so why dedicate this space for something you might not use? We did put a 120 volt right here so you could easily plug in an induction cooktop. And we also have switches for the water pump and hot water heater conveniently accessed here, as well as a little cup holder. Moving down, we have a R3800 front-loading NovaCool fridge, freezer combo, really nice size, lots of space in here, as well as a good freezer section. Runs on 12 volts, so very energy efficient and doesn't require the inverter to work. Then we have a big bank of drawers here just for storage, and directly underneath the sink, we did the gray water tank. We did opt to mount the gray water tank inside on this van just to prevent worrying about freezing in the winter time. Above the counter, we have 3 top cabinets here just for storage, pantry items, kitchen essentials. We put these funky little leather handles up here just to kind of give it a little more aesthetic flair. We did a high fixed bed in this van. We usually do this to save space in the garage for bikes and other recreational gear. And then instead of installing flares, we actually just utilize the window cutouts on both ends of the van, so you get another 3 to 4 inches, which makes the longest section of the van 74 inches long. At the very back, where you don't have access to the bump outs, it's just under 72 inches. Above the bed, we did one Max Air Deluxe fan. There is a remote as well, so you don't have to crawl onto the bed to turn the fan on and off if you're not back here. And then we also put a Sirocco fan at the end of the bed for a little bit of extra airflow on those really hot summer nights. On either side of the bed, we have 2 touch reading lights, which are dimmable, and also each have their own 2 USB ports, so really handy for charging your phone or an ebook at night. Above the bed, we did 2 pull cabinets for your clothing and other items. They do have cabinet stays so that they stay up as well. When you open them, you don't have to hold them. The ceiling is a cedar tongue and groove. We actually were able to use single planks in this van, even though the front of the Transit does dip down quite a bit. Using this type of tongue and groove, you can bend the planks a little bit to make one continuous line, which looks really clean.
All right, so this is the garage area of the van. On the right side is the electrical cabinet, and on the left we did all the plumbing, just to kind of even the weight out on both sides. We built the bed at about 35 inches of height. That's enough room basically to get a bike tray to slide in if the owner would like to carry their mountain bikes with them. There's 400 amp hours of lithium batteries in here and a 3,000 watt inverter. So yeah, that's enough to basically power kind of anything you want. And then over to the plumbing side, there's a 25-gallon wheel well water tank here, along with a 5-gallon hot water tank that heats when you're driving, and it also heats off of the batteries if you need to while you're camping off grid. This here is just your fill port for your water tank and an outdoor shower connection. So yeah, it's a clean way to finish the van and also leave a lot of room for storage in the back. Up front here we have some control panels. This is basically just for the inverter to turn it on and off. And beside it is the controller for the heater. So we put the Webasto gasoline heaters in the vans. We also finished the van off with just a small little storage shelf up here and did our upholstery on the shelf. And a lot of the little finishing details around the window and trims. This is something that we normally, when we first started building vans, never did any of this, but we find it gives kind of a nice look and sort of like an upfitter's sort of finish. You see a lot of DIY vans, and that's one thing that you often see that's kind of missing in vans that really looks clean once it's all done. And we continued that here with our headliner shelf. So this is a shelf we make cut on our CNC machine. That's actually super useful. It's a huge storage area to throw window covers or extra gear, whatever, to add some storage in the van.